Susanna York and John Hurt are in a comfortable marriage. It's not spectacular, but Hurt seems very up and happy and kissy, and Susanna York seems a little bored. When Hurt isn't hooking up with a local gal, he's an avant-garde composer recording insects and banging objects, finding meaning in noise. He doesn't seem interested in organized sound. Into this quiet seaside world comes Alan Bates. Hurt invites him into his home for a meal, and Bates makes himself very much at home. He reveals he's been living in Australia, where he learned a special skill from an Aboriginal. He claims he has the ability to kill anyone using only his voice. If The Shining is a symphony of a family dying, then The Shout is a quartet or a trio. Bates is charismatic and fun for York to be around. We can see it. We see that she enjoys being with him. Hurt can see it. He watches this man slowly take his wife from him in his home, and he just seems baffled because it doesn't make sense to him. Bates is a Dionysian force. He's a satyr. He comes in, he screws, he laughs, he eats. He's a force of nature. He's the type of person York needs. Bates is amused by how easily he wraps her around his finger. Does he continue to talk with Hurt because of his interest in the power of sound? Sound is all about communication for Bates, but Hurt is deaf to the needs of his wife. But he's intrigued by a man with a voice of such power, or so he claims. The Shout is a descendant of Val Lewton film. There are no expensive special effects. There are no big, spectacular scenes. It's about how a fantasy element is just one piece of a whole. Bates reveals aspects of his past. We're not sure if we believe him or not. And we watch as Hurt's life starts to come apart because of his proximity to this man. Bates tells Hurt, you can see a demonstration of this power if you want. And of course, Hurt wants to see this because sound is his whole life, as deaf as he is to his wife's need. The Shout is part of a very small group of movies, like Barbarian Sound System is another example, about sound itself. Sound is such a big part of movies since the early 30s, almost a century now. But rarely does it get examined. A very effective sound mix. Tim Curry is in it, in a small part. Susanna York is also good in the movie Images, which came out a few years earlier. She has a sense of oddness and weakness, actually, but there's kind of a scary edge to her, especially in Images, but she doesn't have as forceful a part here. It's really a battle between Hurt and Bates. And what exactly is it that Bates wants? Check out The Shout. It's an interesting, small movie that I think will stick with you the way that Picnic at Hanging Rock did and The Last Wave did. It would make a good double feature with The Last Wave, actually, about what happens when the white man intrudes on the Aboriginal world of magic. Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you again soon.